Thanks for joining us today for Simply Southern. I'm Kevin Worthington.
And I'm Mary Wilson. French macarons are fancy sandwich cookies. While they're not easy to make, they are well worth the effort. Today on Simply Southern, we'll meet a baker who's adding even more pizzazz to these classy cookies.
As we've said many times, farming feeds Alabama. It's also an important part of Alabama's economy. A little later, we're bringing you another rural roundup with news regarding the state's agriculture industry.
And I'm Stacy Little. Today in the kitchen, we're turning a quirky casserole into what's sure to be a family favorite. Y'all stay tuned.
Even if you haven't been to the grocery store lately, you know from all the news reports that food in general, and eggs in particular, are much more expensive than they used to be.
The reason, experts say, is because of an outbreak of avian influenza that killed more than 38 million birds in 35 states. Fewer chickens means fewer eggs and higher prices for those that are available.
I saw a lot of folks on social media that were looking for people who raise chickens in their backyard or were considering raising chickens themselves for a steady egg supply. That got me to thinking, would eggs really be cheaper that way?
Misty and Justin Nickel didn't set out to raise chickens. They just wanted to live in the country. But Misty's parents thought the couple needed the farm experience.
We learned really early that there's something called chicken math. So we started with 2, that became 4, quickly became 6, and then became 10, 15, 20, and now we're up over 50.
Those chickens lay about a dozen eggs a day. But that doesn't mean the Nickels are saving lots of dollars.
I know people aren't happy about paying $5+ for a dozen eggs, but I mean, that's how much it costs to buy a baby chick from the store. And then you gotta, feed it and water it and raise it and shelter it and then wait months and months and months for it to even lay an egg.
You can think about it just like eggs have gone up, feed has gone up, lumber has gone up. Anything that you would need to supply the chickens, the prices increase. And so it might look good, it might sound good, but when you put everything together that it takes to raise a healthy flock, $7 or $8 a dozen is a steal.
Misty and Justin say raising chickens is a great hobby. But before you go out and buy some backyard birds, there are a number of things you should consider.
One thing, they would consider the space that they have, where they live, the regulations that they might have to follow for city ordinances, things of that nature. Another thing would be coop size. They need to think about, do they have a space for a coop to be able to grow those birds in a healthy manner.
In fact, Allie says maintaining a healthy flock is one of the biggest challenges of raising these carefree cacklers.
It's easy for their immune systems to become weakened, and sometimes you don't see the signs early on. And so by the time you recognize what's going on, it might be 2 days in, it might be 5 days in, and might be treatable, but they might be, on the other side of the hill.
Chickens, just like people and any other animals, if you have dogs or cats, they can get sick from time to time. So you learn really quickly how to kind of be your own chicken veterinarian, and you can get pretty much anything that you need to do all your chicken doctoring at your local farm store.
Justin says there's a satisfaction that comes from producing your own food. And friends have told him farm fresh eggs have a better taste than store-bought. Raising a flock of chickens can also teach children about responsibility. But before you buy your first bird, get help from someone who's done it before.
Do your research. Do research on the internet. Find a reputable website. Ask your neighbor or your cousin or your parent or your child's teacher if they have chickens. Get some feedback before you delve into this project.
The State Department of Agriculture's website is agi.alabama.gov. Look under the Animal Industries Division there. USDA.gov has some great information, and the Alabama Cooperative Extension System can be of great help at aces.edu.
It also might be a good idea to talk to your neighbors before you start raising birds.
Absolutely. You don't want your hobby to create problems between you and the people who live around you. And the more birds you have, the more important it is to have a good relationship with neighbors, because chickens don't necessarily recognize property lines.
Oh no, not at all. Now speaking of eggs, the whites are an important ingredient for macarons, which look and taste divine and come in a variety of beautiful colors and delicious flavors. Coming up on Simply Southern, we'll learn more about these sweet treats from the baker behind the Quirky Mac.
Do you have a leaky faucet? Water damage from gradual leaks or maintenance issues are not typically covered under home insurance. Home insurance covers sudden or accidental water damage from things like a burst pipe or roof leak. Prevent water leaks by performing regular maintenance like fixing leaky faucets and tightening loose appliance hoses. Install water leak detectors for early leak detection. Contact your Alpha agent to learn more. These Alpha Insights are proudly presented by Alpha Insurance.
Want in-depth and up-to-date information about agriculture and forestry in Alabama? Then tune in to the Alabama AgCast, a production of the Alabama Farmers Federation. New Alabama AgCast episodes drop every Wednesday. Listen to learn about a range of topics, from farm programs and trade to animal nutrition and pest management. Just search for Alabama AgCast on your favorite podcast provider or visit alphafarmers.org/Alabama-AgCast.
Alabama is a state filled with riches, like the juiciest peaches, a summer tomato sandwich, or Grandma's pecan pie. But perhaps our greatest treasures are the hands that grow. From generations past through the years to come, Alabama fruit and vegetable growers produce an abundance we all enjoy. Alabama produce. It just tastes better.
A farmer has to live on faith. We do all we can do, but we can only control so much.
Alabama is the second largest poultry growing state in the nation, so we're trying our best to grow all the corn we can for that.
What we produce not only feeds and clothes all of the United States, but about half of what we make goes on to the world market.
We've been able to improve yields, have some things that can help us produce a better crop. I'm proud of the product we make and proud that I can say I'm an Alabama farmer.
When you look around for information and answers to your everyday questions, how do you know who to trust? Alabama Extension takes Auburn and Alabama A&M universities to the people. As educators, we are trusted partners in every county, providing valuable and practical ways to better our homes, farms, health, and communities. Our research extends knowledge and improves lives. Learn more at aces.edu.